Hello everyone, my name is Annalisa.
I'm Emmy, I'm a senior, and I'm one of the writers for Starlight News.
I'm Liz, I'm a senior as well, and I'm the communications director for Starlight News.
My name is Sukeji.
And if you don't already know, we're the creators of the new YouTube channel, Starlight News. We've all been here since middle school, and we have made so many amazing memories at ARS. I think some of my favorite memories would have to be the first day of school pep rallies, even when we're all packed in the gym, in the bleachers, and there's no AC. Another one of my memories would have to be playing volleyball every Tuesday and Friday night at ARS in front of all our home fans. Whenever we would get a point, the whole gym would be going crazy. And it was nice to have all that energy to keep us playing to finish the game.
When I think of the amateur school, the first couple of things that come to mind are overcoming adversity and making the best out of difficult situations. And so one of the times that really, brings this to mind for me is when on my junior year on the varsity volleyball team, we had a Saturday practice. And so we came into the gym, ready to go, and we noticed that there were droplets of water kind of all over the gym floor. And we didn't really think much of it. We thought maybe the AC was just leaking a lot. But then we realized that it had just rained the previous night, and after we wiped up all the water, it came back down again. We were like, man, what is all, going on? Why is there so much water? So we look up, and what do we notice but the ceiling is dripping, and it's literally raining in the gym. And we spent the rest of practice just wiping up the floors and then helping Mr. Heineman get set up for the college fair on Monday. And instead of taking this situation as kind of demoralizing, something that made us a little upset that we didn't have the best facilities as the other teams, we took it as a joke and actually used it as a motivator to keep pushing throughout the season and pushing hard. And we just kind of laughed it off and kept going. And so I think that's one of the situations that I really think of when I think of the amateur school, because we really could have taken it a much harder way than we did. And we just made the best of the situation and used it to our advantage.
One of my favorite parts of ARS is the culture of giving and sisterhood. Every senior is given the chance to share a piece of advice or insight with their younger sisters in what we call senior speech. This tradition is so monumental to who we are as a school that we had to find a way to incorporate it in a virtual setting, and that was one of the reasons that Starlight News was created in the first place. One of my favorite and most memorable speeches was given by Ginger, who spoke about her passion with music and her strive to be a better musician. And what made this speech so memorable was that in the middle of her speech, a bat came out of nowhere and started flying and swooping around the big gym. And instead of losing focus and perhaps ending her speech, Ginger stood her ground and she finished her incredible speech and left us all completely inspired that day. And as I look back at that memory, I'm filled with love and appreciation for my community, and I'm reminded of the grit that every ARS girl has, and I feel even luckier to be a part of this sisterhood.
Just as everyone else, there are so many memories that come to mind when I think of ARS, but the most memorable ones for me was when I was in middle school in 9th grade and a part of National Junior Honor Society. So we would hold this yearly lock-in that would happen around this time of year, and at this lock-in we would always play this game called Kick the Can. And when I tell you I was always ready for Kick the Can, I was. So at Kick the Can, there's a small group of taggers that try to tag everyone else. So everyone basically has a whole school to run around and hide, with some places off limits, of course. And if you got tagged by a tagger, you had to go to this place that was designated as a jail. And so the basis of the game was, if there was a lot of people in jail, there had to be someone who was brave enough to liberate everyone. And by doing that, you had to kick a can. To my middle school and 9th grade brain, this was the epiphany of fun. You're running around, your adrenaline is pumping, and you're with your friends, and it was just so much fun. And the game and the lock-in itself was great for me because it was a place of sisterhood and bonding and enjoying each other's company, and so that's why it's one of my favorite memories of ARS.
We have cherished all the memories we've made at ARS, and I don't think we wanted it any other way. But let's be honest for a second. We would love a new facility to be able to continue all the work that we're doing right now. That is why tonight we are so excited to share with you guys our new home.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Janet Walko, chair of the Ann Richards School Foundation Board. A big thanks to the Starlight news crew for their great introduction. You're in for a big treat coming up by our news crew. I want to start by acknowledging several special guests. AISD Board Trustee President Geronimo Rodriguez, AISD Board Trustee Vice President Cindy Anderson, Founding ARS Principal Jeannie Goka, Foundation Advisory Council members, and Foundation Board members. Starting with some history about the new building, which is a result of the 2017 bond vote, where a majority of Austin voters, 72%, passed over $1 billion bond to help every school in AISD. Ann Richards is one of 17 schools in AISD to be modernized. The Ann Richards School until now has been housed in the decommissioned Porter Middle School. The school started in the fall of 2007 with 125 6th and 7th graders, each year adding a grade level until we achieved becoming a 6th to 12th grade school. We've grown to over 860 students this fall. We've had 8 graduating classes and students receiving $78 million in merit-based scholarships. Current students plan to honor Porter Middle School and its graduates in the new building. The Governor's Council is a special group of Ann Richards supporters who join with an annual contribution of $1,000 or more. These gifts support academic programming above and beyond what Austin Independent School District provides and include STEM curriculum, college visits and advising, and teacher professional development. This allows us to continue Ann's legacy by empowering young women from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. Now, it's time for a look at the new building, and I'm excited to introduce our tour guides from the Starlight News crew, Tsukiji, Emmy, Annalisa, Lisbeth, and Lucero. The plan is to move into the building in January of 2021, and we're going to be able to serve up to 1,050 students, approximately 150 per grade level. This allows for more first-generation students from all over Austin to attend the Ann Richards School and move from school up into college. Some of the highlights of the new building include adjustable room sizes, outdoor learning spaces, multiple maker spaces, bright and open collaborative areas for project-based learning, scholastic atmosphere that reflects a college environment, and more spaces to facilitate community engagement. These are exciting times for the school. Thanks for being a big part of our success. And I turn this over to the Starlight News crew.
Recently, we got the chance to virtually tour the new school, and it looks so good. It's so stunning that we couldn't keep it to ourselves. So now here's our exclusive, all expenses paid tour of the new school.
Welcome to our new school. Seeing this area for the first time seems so crazy because I'm so used to seeing the old walls and the old ARS, and so seeing this brand new place that is so ready and so ready to embrace a new community. It's really exciting to see all of this.
So I see now we're going through the 8th grade hallway, and I think one of the things from 8th grade that is so special about our school is we get to choose our pathways in 8th grade, which we'll use in high school. And I remember when I was in 6th grade, I came into Ann Richards thinking that I was going to go into biomed, like for sure. That was where I was going. This is why I came to Ann Richards. Now that I'm a senior, I actually want to major in engineering. And so having these pathways, learning about them, and also experiencing pieces of them in middle school is so important, and has just been an amazing part of Ann Richards, and I'm glad this space allows us to continue that.
Wow, I mean, this space looks so big, and it definitely sees so much space for collaboration, and I think that that's something that the middle schoolers are really going to need as they start their journey through ARS. Spaces like this where as soon as you start ARS, you are kind of embraced by this environment of sisterhood and working together. It's going to be perfect for what sets them up for the years to come at ARS.
So I think what's really cool about these classrooms, is we have the ability to make them separate and, collaborative.
Yeah, I just think that having these class spaces where you can have a diverse types of learning, or just like innovative types of learning where you can have English and engineering paired up for a project, will really help students who learn with different learning styles, and it will really help with the learning experience in a way that no other school has really done before. Having the ability to apply things that we learn in English into a makerspace setting is something that is really going to set us apart and set us as thinkers apart.
As we, look at this foyer and, courtyard, and this is going to be such a communal area between, both middle school and high school.
Just walking to this space, we can see how open and welcoming it is, and because this space is in between two wings, this would be the heart of the school. And having the college center as the heart of the school, I think speaks to the mission statement more. We as a school take higher education very seriously, and to see that reciprocated in the building, the energy and the passion that we have is just amazing.
The senior loft it's really a space where seniors can come together and unify and go through the whole senior experience together. The way that they designed this senior loft is just so special.
The senior loft is a space where seniors can go hang out, eat lunch, and just come together as a class. I'm just out of awe.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, imagine the pep rallies in here. Imagine the pep rallies in here.
It does look that big. Wow. I mean, I'm just in awe of how big it is. I think right now, if we were able to have volleyball practice in here, all three of our teams could be practicing together.
Yeah, I know one thing I'm not gonna miss from our big gym right now is whenever we have to pull out the bleachers or push them back in for volleyball practice, and the whole team is pushing against these wooden bleachers trying to get them going, and some of them are cracked, and it's just such a mess. And so having the nice facilities and not having to worry about dealing with these bleachers or the bats and the bats taking over the gym and not being able to practice, or when it literally rained in the gym. I mean, all of these situations, like, just having that taken away and being able to focus just on the sport, I think that's going to be amazing.
To be able to have the amount of fans that we get at every game, especially during homecoming. I mean, now I think it'll be at any game with this type of gym, but I think just having the capacity to have more fans, I think that would just enhance the kind of culture and the environment that we're creating in the athletic program.
The makerspace was such an important part of my career at ARS. My commute to ARS was an hour, right? Every morning and every afternoon. But nothing could diminish my eagerness to come into the makerspace and build with my hands. And it was a completely new experience that I had never experienced before.
So just having that space and those resources was such like a eye-opener, kind of like Liz said, and kind of realizing, hey, even though we're girls, we can build stuff, we can use saws, and there's nothing holding us back from that. So I think that's what I love about the makerspace, and it's just amazing. Yeah.
I just remember, the library is like one of the more popular hangout spots for me to go with my friends, me to get a book, or me to relax. And just seeing this space being like so much bigger, and just having the learning stairs, and also having that wall where we can project stuff, so we can project the presentations that are required for 9th grade. Just having that space just opens much more possibilities for us as students to utilize the library, and just seeing it is it's just wow, it's just blowing me away.
Okay, you cannot tell me that is not one of the most gorgeous schools you've ever seen. But our night does not end there. To give us a little more insight on the school, we have Chris Wall and Peggy Hanley.
Well, welcome everybody. We are really excited to invite you into a chat, a fireside chat with me and Christina Waugh, the Ann Richards School principal. In case you're wondering, this is how all of our conversations take place, is via video these days. So this is how we're most comfortable with each other and how we are going to be meeting until January of 2021 when we move into our new building. And that's really what we're going to talk about here in our time. We are both over the moon excited about the new building, although I dare say Chris would be even more excited because this is a dream that she has had for a long time. And so we just want to talk about what this new building is going to do, how it's going to be such an improvement over the old building, and how wonderful it's going to be to watch our stars shine in such a wonderful new place. So Chris, talk to me about how exciting this is.
You know, first of all, in our new building, we're going to have a fireplace. So when we have fireside chats, we're actually going to be sitting next to a fireplace, which is going to be super cool. You know, the thing I am most excited about is when the girls walk in the building for the first time and they get to see that something that they have dreamt about for the last 3 years and help plan actually becomes reality for them. I can't wait. It's going to be like Christmas. It's going to be after Christmas, but it's going to be like Christmas Day for me, because I don't think that there's very often that you get to be involved in a project of this scale, and then you dream about it and you go through the planning process, and the girls were very heavily involved in the planning process. And then you get to see it rise from the ground and it becomes a reality. So I'm most excited about that piece. But I'm also excited just about the different elements that that building has that we designed around. You know, the groundbreaking, I said something about, you know, what happens when you can design a building around trust and empowerment. And I believe that's exactly what we did. We built a building that our girls can really take ownership of their learning. They can be collaborative and work together. There's a ton of collaborative spaces, big open spaces where the girls will be able to intermix with grade levels, but then smaller spaces where you know, seniors can go off and do their capstone planning if they need to. So I'm most excited that we've built a building that is designed around the way that we learn at the Ann Richards School.
That's really great. And, you know, I have been with the Ann Richards School and the foundation for a relatively short period of time and have not spent any of that time in the old building. I get the advantage of talking about the curriculum and the programming and the partnership between the school and the foundation and what's been accomplished over the last 13 years, which is an amazing impact story. And that's in an old building that is just not up to the same standards as the amazing programming and curriculum that you all have worked so hard to build. So what have been some of the challenges being in the old building that are going to just be blown right up and made so much better in a new building?
I think there's a long list of things that are going to be incredible. One is, I think that we use our 1950s building, we used every nook and cranny. We used the hallways for learning. We used the outdoor courtyard space. We used every space available. And in a lot of ways, we're going to miss the coziness of our old school, where, you know, we have one coffee pot that the entire faculty comes to get their morning coffee, and it's like, you know, the kitchen at your house. Our library was kind of the center place of our school, and we didn't want to. Actually, it was the girls who said, we still want that feeling. We still want the library to be the cornerstone of our school, but we also want our own spaces. So we also want our own bedrooms to be able to, you know, be a senior, but we need playfulness, because we have 6th graders coming in as well. So I think, for example, the library has this really fun, playful aspect to the lower level that has a slide that goes from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor. But it also has a very sophisticated college-like library on the 2nd floor and a senior area where only seniors can enter. So I think we've designed around, you know, the joy of having 6th through 12th graders. Everybody's going to have their own space, and I think that's going to be really fabulous. You know, we are used to sharing spaces around here. Our engineering classes sometimes are done inside our math classes. Our maker space is used every single period of the day, and sometimes it's double booked. And now we're going to have a makerspace and a makerspace classroom and 3 engineering classrooms and a large forum that will fit over 150 students and a small forum and it's so much abundance. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but I just think we're so excited that, again, we built this building with the girls' ideas of community aspect. We didn't want to lose that. We wanted to make sure that we were together, but that we have these specialty spaces that our girls are going to be able to make and create and solve problems. So we're really excited about it.
Awesome. Also, a huge, if not one of, other than the students, the biggest component of the Ann Richards School has been that it is the legacy of Ann Richards herself. This was her dream. She started it. She helped create the foundation to help support everything. Moving into a new home, which we're incredibly grateful to the community for making happen, is a big change. It's a big move for everyone. And there are a lot of really special, wonderful details around the building that really bring Ann and her legacy along with us. Can you talk about some of those fun little pieces so that we always remember exactly how we got started?
You know, there's a really special art piece that I'm not going to talk a lot about, but is going to be wonderful. It's been commissioned by 2 different artists. And it's going to be kind of, when you walk in the door, it's going to tell the story of our school. So I'm really excited about that. There is a staircase that is fashioned after Ann Richards' hair. The swoop in her hair was the design idea around this staircase that is actually a beautiful, grand staircase that is the center point of our school. You know, we have leadership statements in our mission statement, which are really important to us, and those are also embedded into different places in the building. So we're never going to forget, you know, Ann Richards' legacy and the mission of this school.
So why are you so passionate about the Ann Richards School?
I actually don't know that I can say that without getting emotional, but I love the girls and I love this faculty, and I think what we've built here is a dream, and I don't think it happens every place. And so this year has been really hard, but it's the girls that have led us through this pandemic. And when sometimes I'm embarrassed that the girls are leading us, but then I feel better because we did have something to do with that. So, you know, I'm so proud of this school, and I'm so excited for them, you know, moving forward, and they deserve this new building, and we are so thankful to the community of Austin for being able to pass the bond and to give this to our girls, because it's going to reap amazing results.
I can agree with that as somebody who has not gotten to interact as much with the students as I would like, but anytime I have, It has been a huge moment and an ability to understand the school and understand the community. But I can also say it's your leadership and the leadership of your administration and your teachers. This has been a difficult year for everybody. And yes, the girls are luckily very adaptable and very resilient, but they didn't get that way by themselves. And so I think that's a big piece. They certainly learned that with their families, but they learned that at school too. And so I can say that from the foundation standpoint, we're still here. We're going to continue to support everything you all need. We are also very, very grateful for this new building and to be able to move into it. And I know that our partnership between the school and the foundation, we're going to continue to make sure that we're really good stewards of what we are all very lucky to have. And we better be moving in January of 2021.
Absolutely. I think we're going to move some furniture in Thanksgiving time. So, well, I'm moving my furniture in Thanksgiving. That's where you'll find me is over there. I just want to thank the foundation for all of their support, because it has been a tough year, but we know that not only do we have our girls here and our parents supporting us, but we have a whole community of support and the foundation that all I have to do is pick up the phone and you are there in every way. And it means the world to us that you are behind us and supporting us. So thank you. The impact that we make at the Ann Richards School is not just to the girls themselves, but it's their families as well. And when they are the first in their families to go to college and to be successful and find a career and then come back and lead their families and their brothers and sisters and then come back and talk to our students as well, it's a pretty amazing thing to see. And now that we are a mature school, this is our 14th year, it is something that our work is something that is now visible. Our girls have careers in tech firms and come back and speak to their younger Ann Richards sisters, and they know that if they could do it, then so can I. And that's just an amazing circle of life that we're able to be a part of.
Yes, Chris, you couldn't have said it better. The impact of the Ann Richards School, not just on the students each year, but the students who have already been through the program, their families, the people who look up to them, their teachers, by the way. These students actually inspire their teachers and all of the grown-ups around them, is why this school is so special. And it is why everyone is joining us tonight to watch. They are certainly excited to see a new building, but they're here to see our students. And in the past few months, which have been very difficult for everyone, including and especially our students and our teachers, the foundation has been there. We have not had to say no to any need that the school has, be it teachers, be it students, and occasionally even their families. But because the foundation was started so solidly and has been so strong even since its founding, we're also still able to look forward, and we're also still able to continue to plan the programming that we have always supported. As you all know, we focus on STEM education, to and through college, wellness, and really ensuring that our teachers have the right development, the right professional development to make them the strongest teachers in all of the district. So you're here tonight, and we're not going to let you go without making sure that you continue to support the work of the school. For now, while we have all of these challenges, and as we move into the future, when the challenges have started to fade, but we continue to grow. So we ask that you continue to support the school, and we will be talking to you a little bit about our new building in the coming months. So we look forward to talking to you more. Thank you so much for joining us for Chris's and my fireside chat this evening. Now, our Starlight News crew has a special message for you to end the evening. Take it away, Sukeji.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Ann Richards is a school that is dedicated to providing a rigorous and in-depth education, and having the facilities to match that drive gives us endless possibilities for the future. Before we head out, we wanted to let you know on how to stay updated on all things ARS. And one of the best ways is to follow us at Starlight News on our Instagram and our YouTube. Every Monday, we drop a news episode that include amazing segments from our peers and our faculty. And every week, we release our senior speeches that have some great advice in them. Our Instagram handle is starlightnews.ars, all lowercase, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel, just search Starlight News and you'll find us there. Once again, we wanted to thank you for watching, and we hope that you have a great rest of your night.